In the previous video, we had seen about your fixed voltage regulators, where the regulators are going to give constant output voltage. Whether it is a positive voltage regulator or it is a negative voltage regulator, your output voltage is going to be constant. Now we are going to see your adjustable voltage regulator. So adjustable voltage regulator, your output voltage can be adjusted to a range of voltages there. So that is the name. It is called as adjustable voltage regulator. So your adjustable voltage regulators, we can see that your voltages can be varied over a wide range and it can be utilized there. So what are the advantages of your adjustable voltage regulators are? It is going to provide improved system performance. So improved system performance means, in that case, the line and the load regulation, it can be increased by a factor of 10. So here we can see that it can have an improved system performance. And next is your improved overload protection. So improved overload protection is, it is going to take a greater output current. It is going to get a greater output current over the operating temperature range. So in this case, if there is going to be any overload, how that overload is going to be happening is, if there is going to be a short circuit, or output current is going to be there more because of the operating conditions, your temperature conditions. In that case, your overload protection is going to be available in your adjustable voltage regulator there. Next is your improved system reliability. So input system reliability is, even though there is a variation in your temperature, then in that case there is going to be a thermal limit that is going to be available in your adjustable voltage regulator. So in that case, there is going to be less chances of your burnout of your adjustable voltage regulators there. Next is the adjustable output voltage range can vary from 1.2 volts to 57 volts. The output current also can vary from 0.1 to 1.5 amperes. So the example of your adjustable voltage regulator is your LM317 or LM337. So first we will see about your LM317, where this LM317 is nothing but an adjustable positive voltage regulator. So adjustable positive voltage regulator means it is going to have 3 pins. So the 3 pins are going to be your, one is input pin, second one is the output pin, and third one is going to be an adjustable pin there. So here by adjusting it, your output voltage can be varied. So the adjusting is going to be done by connecting a potential divider circuit at the output of your operation, that is your regulator there. So the output range is going to be from 1.2 volts to 57 volts. So we can see that the output voltage can be expressed as your 1.25 is the standard output voltage, that is the reference voltage, into 1.1 plus R2 by R1 plus I adjust into R2. So that we will see how to derive this formula there. So by choosing a proper values of your R1 and R2, so suppose my R1 resistor, because 1.25 is the standard reference voltage, so R1 I am going to fix it as 100 ohms there. If I fix it as 100 ohms, R2 I can vary it. I am going to use a potentiometer there. So by varying the R2, I can see the various ranges of your output voltages. If R2 is going to be 988, then in that case my Vout will be 13.6. So if it is 860, it is 12 volts, 620 means 9 volts, 380 means 6 volts, 140 means 3 volts, and 20 means 1.5 volts. So by varying your R2 resistor values, we can see that the output voltage can be varied. So now we will see how we are going to get it. So here we say that these resistors, your R1 and R2, are going to be set for the output to provide a desired voltage there. So whatever voltage I want to have from 1.2 to 57 volts, that can be got by using these resistors R2 and R1 there. So the maximum output can be from 1.2 to 57 volts. So nominal voltage, that is the V reference voltage that we are going to have across the 7317 is going to be 1.25 volts there. So a nominal voltage of 1.25 volts is going to be developed across this R1 resistance there. And that voltage is going to be between the output and the adjustable terminal. And next is the reference voltage. The reference voltage is going to be developed across this resistance R1. So here R1, if I am going to take the value to be fixed one, then the current I is also going to be fixed. So we call that your R1 is going to set the current I in the circuit, current I1 in the circuit. So this R1 resistor is going to be called as the program resistor, current set or program resistor there. So here what you are going to do is V reference is fixed. So V reference is fixed, R1 is fixed means your I1 is also fixed. So when R1 is fixed, then in that case this R1 is going to be called as your current set, or it is going to be your program resistor there. Now we are going to see how we are going to get the output expression. So output expression is, this is your V out. So here in this case the voltage here is your V reference. Here the voltage I will take it as your V your load. Okay, so now to find out, I will again apply my KCL. So here the current through this R1 resistance is I1. The current through this I will take it as your IL. And now I want to find out, I am going to apply the KCL here. So KCL at node A is going to be your sum of incoming currents. So incoming currents is going to be your I1 plus I adjust is equivalent to IL. Now our requirement is to find out the output voltage. To find out the output voltage, we are going to write the expression V out is equivalent to, apply the KVL. So from plus to minus is going to be minus V out minus your V reference. Here the plus to minus is going to be minus VL is equal to 0. That means V out is equivalent to V reference plus VL. So actually what is V reference? V reference is nothing but your I1 into R1 plus what is VL? VL is nothing but your IL into RL. What is IL? IL is nothing but I1 plus I adjust. So that we are going to write it here. So here in this case, if I am going to write it, so you can see here your V out. V out is equivalent to VR plus VL. So VR is nothing but I1 into R1 plus VL is nothing but IL into RL. So what is IL? Your I1 is nothing but your VR by R. So I will write it as I1 into R1 plus this one is going to be your IL. IL is nothing but I1 plus I adjust into RL. So here this is your I1 R1 plus your I1 plus I adjust is nothing but into RL. RL is nothing but your R2 resistance. So we will write it as IL into R2. So that is your I1 into R2. So here we know that your I1 is nothing but, so this is your I1 into R2 plus I adjust into R2. Okay, so now if I am going to take out your I1 outside, your I1 into R1 plus R2 plus I adjust into R2. So what is I1? I1 is nothing but your V reference. So I can write it as V reference divided by R1 into R1 plus R2 plus I adjust into R2. So here if I take your R1 inside, your expression is going to be V reference. Your R1 by R1 is going to be 1 plus R2 divided by R1 plus I adjust into R2. So here we see that the output expression V out is equivalent to V reference into 1 plus R2 by R1 plus I adjust into R2. We know that I adjust is going to be a very small current. So since your I adjust is going to be a very small current, the drop across this I adjust into R2 is also going to be very small when I am going to compare with this voltage there. So I can neglect it. So in that case my output voltage is going to be, we can see that my output voltage is going to be V out is equivalent to 1.25 into 1 plus R2 by R1. So the current set resistor here we are going to take usually as 240 ohms. So to mainly why we are going to take it as 240 ohms is to achieve good regulation, and it should be directly connected to the output of your voltage regulator there. rather than to the load. So here the load regulation is going to be approximately 0.1 percentage, while the line regulation is going to be 0.01 percentage per volt. So when the load regulation and line regulations are going to be very less, we say that your regulator is going to be a stable regulator or a good regulator there. So here your LM37 with capacitors and protection diodes. So as we said here, if the capacitor is not going to be connected near the power supply, then in that case the C1 is going to be required. Why the C1 is required is to remove the noise voltages. So the noise voltages that is going to occur at the input of your operational amplifier. Noise voltage is nothing but the ripple voltages that are going to occur at the input of your regulator, that can be removed with the help of this input capacitance there. And similarly, output capacitances, to improve the transient response of your regulator, will be using this C0 output capacitance. And next we are going to use the diodes. These diodes are nothing but your protection diodes. So these diodes are going to prevent the capacitors from discharging, so that through the low in current points into the regulator there. So this diodes, in this case, if there is it is going to prevent the discharging. When the capacitor is going to discharge some voltage, in that case it should see that your input and output are going to be separated. So how this input and output are going to be separated? By this diode. So here it will prevent this protection diodes will prevent from discharging through the low currents into the regulator there. For that purpose, you are going to use this protection diode D1 there. And next is your adjustable negative voltage regulator LM337. So here we say that your LM337 series of voltage regulators are just complement of your 317 series there. So here 337 is the negative series voltage regulator. So these negative voltage regulators are going to have the same voltage options as those of your 317. So then 317 it is positive, in 337 it is going to be just negative of it. That is about your LM337 adjustable voltage regulator. So in the next video we will see about your IC voltage regulators 7840. Thank you.